Hey man, are you kind of salty with your results after you spent hours and hundreds of dollars on studio time? Let me help you out. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Wavy Wayne from Wayne.wav, and this channel is all about helping you to record and mix better and faster. Typically, I talk to my engineers and my producers, but today I'm about to be talking to you, the artist. Now, these tips, my top 10 tips to help you to actually perform better in the studio so that you can get better results and walk away with a project that you are proud of. I'm about to list them off for y'all now and give y'all some examples when it applies. So please make sure you take notes and, more importantly, take action when it comes to these 10 tips. All right. First thing first is be prepared for the session. Think about what you want to leave the session with. Is this just a writing session? Is this just an idea session? Are we going in just to make a beat? Are we going in to pick a beat? Do I want to leave with a full song? Do I want to leave with it mixed? Okay. Be prepared for whatever it is that you want to actually get out of your studio session. All right. So whether that means writing your lyrics down in advance and actually rehearsing them, you don't, oh my God, please rehearse your lyrics. Writing them just ain't enough. Rehearse them so you know what kind of tone you're going to go with. Are you going to go with a higher tone? Are you going to go with the low, smooth tone? You going to rap slow or you going to rap fast? What kind of stuff do you need to look out for? What kind of ad-libs do you want to add in the mix? Now, you don't have to think of every single detail before you get there, but the more preparation you do, the better performance you will be able to give. I definitely recommend that you familiarize yourself a lot with the lyrics. Now, I don't always say that you need to memorize your lyrics per se, but it definitely helps if you do memorize your lyrics, because while you are performing them, you don't have to worry about reading and then risk sounding like you are reading your lyrics off of the phone or whatever, right? You don't want to sound like you're reading them. You want to know the lyrics so that you can focus on delivering expression, delivering an emotion, and giving the feeling that the lyrics are saying, not trying to remember what the lyrics are saying. All right. So the first thing that you can do is to be prepared, know what you want to get out of the studio session, and just come with that professionalism in mind. Hey man, I want to give a big shout out to Mackie for sponsoring this video. They make studio gear that's built like a tank. And right now we have a giveaway going on that you can enter to win some amazing prizes. If it's still going on, you can click the link down in the description below to enter. All right, so now this next tip that I'm about to give y'all is actually a little bit more of a technical tip, all right? And that's going to be that while you're actually in the booth recording, it's to keep one headphone off, right? So you kind of want to be recording like this, to where you got just one of your headphones off and not both of them on. Sometimes when you're listening to completely what's coming back from the DAW, especially if it has any effects or auto tune or anything like that, you could be thrown off in your delivery. I feel that when you can hear your own raw emotion, your own raw vocal, when you hear that, the performance tends to be more intimate, right? You don't have this feeling to where you're yelling over the beat, but it's more of an intimate conversation. And when you can hear yourself and hear how that voice is interacting with the room and in the environment, then you make different delivery choices during your recording session. So I definitely recommend that you keep one of the ear cups off, especially if you use an auto tune, because if you are like an auto tune rapper and you can't hear what your natural voice is doing, you're only hearing this pitch corrected sound, it can be hard to really play with that pitch correction as you need to for real and get the best sound out of it. So keep one earphone off. That'll help you to get the better result, a more natural result while you're recording. Now, my next tip is going to be, don't be afraid to punch in. I know a lot of y'all out there like to watch Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, probably Lil Baby and Dub Baby and all of these different babies, and how they actually rap and perform in the studio. They line for line, they'll bar for bar, or maybe just go one take Jake, right? Believe me, perfection is what we're after in the studio. I've been working in the studio with the highest level artists there is, including Dr. Dre. When Dre works with an artist, he actually takes the time to make sure every single word is proper, that every single word is delivered with intent, right? It's not enough to just kind of rush through the verse. Oh, I got through it. No, we need to make sure that every word, every pause, every breath has intention in it. Everything that we're actually laying down needs to be intentional. So punching in is your friend. Redoing is your friend. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, try stuff out, experiment, and know that, hey, I don't have to get this whole 16 bars perfect right the first time. I could focus on these first 2 bars and then focus on the next 2 bars. That way you are being intentional about every single word and every phrase. All right, going along with that, I want to remind all of my artists here for my next tip that your voice is an instrument. Whether you rap or sing or auto-tune, right? What you're bringing is another instrumental element into the beat, right? So don't just think of yourself as singing or rapping on top of a beat. You want to feel, how can your voice add to the music that's already there? What you're doing is adding to the music that's already existing. So you want to pick cadences and tones, and also pick music that complements your voice. And once you find the music, find a delivery that complements that music, so that you're not fighting with the beat. You're not fighting with the instrumental. That can a lot of times eliminate a lot of problems that we have when it comes to mixing, right? A lot of times we're fighting a mix to make things fit together that just naturally don't fit together. Whereas if the delivery had been a little bit different and the artist thought about themselves as a new instrument being added into the production, then maybe things would kind of come together a little bit easier. And producers out there, y'all keep that in mind too. Remember that this not the last say, so leave room, leave space for the vocalist to come and live on your production. In your production. The pronunciation of your words can help to get your point across, right? So my next tip is going to be to over pronounce your words. Make sure that you have diction. Now, I'm not saying to be super proper in the studio while you rapping or whatever. You don't have to use everything with proper terminology, but just hit every syllable, hit every constant, hit every vowel, so that your message comes across, especially if you are rapping fast. The consonants in a fast rap are so important. That's what creates the percussive element and lets us know where the word separations are. And those transients are super important. So if I want to break it down, I want to do it like that, right? You don't want to be lazy and just have words slurring together unless that's a particular style. But again, that brings us back to the intent. Make sure that everything that you're doing is intentional. So that means making sure that the tops and tails of your words are being heard, because you're pushing them out, right? Don't fall lazy on the ends of the words. If there needs to be an S or it needs to be a T at the end of the word, whether it's a D or an N at the end, right? When you add those extra that extra energy into the pronunciation, it makes the recording come out so much better and makes you sound like a polished professional recording artist. Another tip for my rappers out there specifically, because I know singers like to do this, but if you rap, man, one thing that you could do is to kind of make your flows a little better is to over accentuate and drag out your vowel sounds. So if, let's just say, for example, I walked across the street and I got something to eat, right? Instead of the street and the eat just kind of living, I walked across the street, got something to eat, right? So those vowel sounds being stretched out and dragged adds a special character, and you could do it however you want to. I seen a dude go, I was like, no, right? However, right? But you stretch those vowel sounds out, and that will make your music sound a lot more melodic and give some special characteristics to your flow. Next up is going to be to switch the flow whenever the beat changes. So again, I want y'all to remember that your voice is an instrument. So as you're rapping, as you're singing, whenever these changes are happening in the music, you should be having changes as well. Don't just keep the same monotonous flow, the same monotonous melody through the whole song, through the whole recording. Whenever the energy of the music goes up, maybe your energy goes up, or maybe your energy goes down to create some contrast, and vice versa. Whenever the music is changing, the energy is shifting, your energy and your performance should be shifting as well. So it's okay to kind of punch in those parts. Maybe you just handle this first 4 bars of an intro while the energy is nice and soft, and you deliver this nice, small, soft, smooth performance. And then once we get to the more energetic part of the song, you punch that part in and turn it up with a new attack and a new approach on the actual recording. So definitely go with the ebbs and flows of the music, and make sure you're following that as well. All right, so my next tip is one that I've been saying all the time, and I love this tip. I will never stop saying it, is that you need to be a voice actor in the studio. All right, unlike a movie where we can see action on screen, where we can also hear the voice and get all these sound effects and everything else like that, right? All this sensory stuff is happening when you're in real life, and when you're watching a movie, you're getting extra sensory information. When you're listening to music, all we have is what we're hearing. So you need to be able to convey excitement through your voice. You need to be able to convey sadness through your voice, and compassion through your voice. Whatever message that you're trying to get across, whether it's anger, right? That's why DMX would growl on the track, right? Because that's his anger, right? That's his scowl, that mean mug face that you can't see. But how can we verbalize that? How can we make that mean mug audible? And that sometimes just comes with the on the mic. So the next tip that I have for y'all, man, is going to be to not just bring your friends to the studio with you. If they don't have anything constructive to offer, they shouldn't be there. They're just going to be taking up your time. They're going to be distracting you. They don't understand the workflow that you are there to do. So I would say leave the friends behind. What's more important to bring to the studio with you, it's going to be a vocal producer. If you're a vocalist, you need someone there who is intentionally listening for inflections on your recording, listening to how you are delivering that recording and your message, and making sure that your ideas and your intent is there, right? So it's somebody to lean on who's going to be in the control room while you're in the booth, and they can actually listen to what's coming out, and listen to your delivery, and help give you some feedback based on how things are coming together and how they sound out here in the control room. Before I get to my last tip, I want to remind y'all that this channel is all about helping you to record and mix better and faster. I have a lot of tools on my website that can help you, including the Wavy One Isolated Studio headphones, which will help to reduce up to 33.4 dB of noise from escaping these headphones and also getting in. These are critical for any recording scenario, okay? My last tip, though, is really going to be to relax and have fun. All right, just be yourself. Come prepared. Know that you've done the work ahead of time, but don't put so much pressure on you. A lot of times, especially if you're new to recording, you can put so much pressure on yourself to do it right, get the takes right, to have the best, right? The best experience, and to leave with this finished song. Try to take the pressure off yourself. Try to have fun. The recording studio is about capturing the emotion, capturing your intent. So just go in, remember where you were when you created this piece that you're going to record. Remember what was on your mind once you started this journey, and just have a good old time in the studio. I hope you found these tips helpful. I'm Wavy Wayne from Wayne.wav. Make sure you check out the website in the description to learn more about how you can join a community of audio engineers and producers who are constantly working together to push and make each other better every single day through networking, exclusive lessons, one-on-one tutorials, mixing competitions, and a whole lot more. I'll see y'all at the next Wavy Seals Elite meeting. Be dope.